1 2 1 2. $1 million, 2 million, 3 million. Quick sound check. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Loud and clear.
Hello and welcome back. How are you, my beautiful friends?
Hello, good, and you?
Very good, very good. All right, all
Sehr
right.
gut.
Welcome back, everyone. Today we have CPI. This is another form of PPI, and as I explained in the morning, learning from the mistakes of yesterday, well, not mistake, but we don't really pay attention. We haven't really paid attention to the nitty-gritty parts of any CPI and PPI, really, that what really drives inflation, because we never had to. Inflation, we've been trading inflation for quite a long time publicly. So if you look at the chart, there's about a good 5 years worth of 5 years worth of inflation trading, and it goes on and on and on. I think the first one was at the end of 2024. 5 years. And today, in the morning briefing, hands up who watched the morning briefing, so I'll make sure that, don't repeat myself too much.
I did.
Okay.
I did.
2 people. Brilliant. Quick check. 44 people in the Zoom. Let's try 1, 2, 3. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Well done, guys. Well done. Okay. At least 5 people said good afternoon. So, welcome back, everyone. Today we have the almighty CPI, which is a very strong data and is definitely going to move the markets. And everyone is very excited to know that where is the US at? Is it still fighting inflation, still struggling with inflation? The forecast on the core level is set to be no change, so inflation has stalled if we ignore food and electricity. The headline CPI, slight increase, just a slight increase. Also, we have the initial and the continuing jobless claims, but I think we can ignore it as we do for week on week. And there's no other data, just this. This morning in the morning briefing, I explained to the lovely audience, AlphaFX members, about the effect of inflation or CPI on gold. What happens if CPI comes stronger or weaker? But recently I noticed something, that the market is now shaking off inflation month on month. Even though, let's start from the beginning. The past 4 or 5 years since we have had the inflation shock in the world after the COVID reopening, I think that's 3 years probably, 4 years. Since we have had the inflation shock, central banks around the world are trying to fight inflation with higher interest rate because apparently the strongest weapon against inflation is interest rate. When interest rates are higher than inflation, that eats away the demand for loans and money. And when inflation is high, you can expect the Fed and every central bank to increase interest rate. And this is an empirical data that I've been gathering for the last 5 years. It was easy to trade because when inflation was higher than expected, you simply just sold gold. When inflation was lower, you can see on the chart, the green text is when inflation, every time it was lower, gold was going up because the interest rate cut expectations have increased. Yields on the bonds and gold are direct enemies, by the way. When yields are high, gold is selling off. But I also showed the last 3 results. You can see clearly red, red, red. Yet gold was going up. Of course, there was a sell-off initially. So the original plan is if CPI comes out high, sell the news and buy the fact. Selling the news means that, economics is still in play. Markets are respecting the market dynamics, or traders are respecting the market dynamics. If inflation is high, market is selling off. But I am going to buy every single dip. I'm buying the dip. And the reason for that is because currently, I'm not saying that markets are ignoring inflation, because that is not the case. So certainly you can be 100% sure that gold will sell off. But then it will recover every loss. You can see back in June, gold sold off. Back in July, gold sold off. Back in August, gold sold off. But then initially, it created a new all-time high. What could be the reason for that?
I don't understand the question, sorry.
What could be the reason that even though with higher inflation, gold prices increased?
Everything that's going on in the world, Iran, Israel, Russia, Ukraine,
Partially, yeah.
France government, like everything. It's the
The
tariff,
uncertainty
everything.
and war, yeah. The strongest and the number one culprit or reason is that the Fed policy credibility has weakened. Now, even with the sticky inflation, even with high inflation, markets, even with increasing inflation, that you can see in the economic calendar, that inflation, in fact, has been increased in the last 6 months. And now we're back to 3% again. But even with this sticky inflation, the markets are in doubt that the Fed will hike again in this late at the business cycle or economic cycle. Higher for longer is priced, but new hikes are not. So you can be certain that the Fed isn't going to increase interest rate for sure. But also mentioned by Yoni that the tariffs and the fiscal risks also fuels the inflation hedge demand. And this is why that everything is happening in the world, gold will continue to create new all-time highs. But if we have a higher inflation today, most likely gold will sell off. If we have a lower inflation today, gold will print a new all-time high. But even with a hotter than expected CPI, gold again will create a new all-time high. And this is all the information that you need to successfully trade today's CPI data. And I'm done. Any questions?
No question. But Before that, we have Europa interest rate in 12 minutes.
Oh, I did almost forget about that because I changed my economic calendar to US only. So, would you like to do the analysis for the EU interest rate decision?
Yes, of course.
Okay, let me change the filters. There you go. EU interest rate decision is in 10 minutes. So the EU is expected to leave interest rate as it is at 2.15%. How do you think the market is going to respond, especially gold, if there is no change?
It's not going to take it as something to change, all the same. Waiting for the US.
I'm listening. You guys discuss it with yourself. You're doing the analysis for the EU. I did it for everything in the last years. Do you guys agree with Yoni?
Well, I think it will be small push lower because no change.
This data doesn't change our analysis because, again, no change.
What about the monetary policy statement? You guys are forgetting that this is more important than the interest rate decision itself. So you got
Thomas,
8 minutes.
Like the dot plot?
You got 8 more minutes to come up with a plan, a scenario analysis, exactly the same scenario analysis as I did send out for you to the paid Discord, to the VIP Discord.
Hello, Thomas.
Yeah, guys, you discuss it. Hello, Arslan.
Thomas, I have a question relevant to today's CPI forecast. If I'm just taking in a hypothetical scenario, for example, if there is a hotter CPI data today, will it impact the decision of Fed on 17th September, or NFP data is enough for the rate cut?
Does the Fed take into account CPI data?
Yes.
So, do you think it's going to alter their decisions?
I think there are a lot of other factors like Trump tariffs and unemployment, reducing wages,
But
etc.
we specifically talking about CPI.
Is not going to. I think single factor like CPI data is not going to impact that much on their decision.
Then you answered your question.
I just wanted to listen it to you. How much impact? For example, if they have like 5 variables for their decision, how much worth CPI has in those variables?
The Fed is using. Who knows what inflation indicator does the Fed use? What is the preferred inflation methodology? The inflation gauge.
I think it is PCE data.
PCE, yes, because it takes into account. So the Fed prefers PCE, which is the another inflation gauge. So the Fed prefers PCE instead of the CPI, and the reason why they prefer PCE because it takes into account the effect of substitution, which is a powerful tool in economics. You don't just simply avoid buying things if you don't have money for it. You shop down. You look for cheaper alternatives. The same when you have higher salary, you're not going to buy the same cheap things as you did before when you got a salary raise of 100%. You're going to start buying luxury things. And surprise or not, but actually subscriptions to Netflix is a luxury thing. Or, you know, having a gym membership, there's a luxury in terms of economics. What about USD Japanese yen? Well, if you would be a member of the AlphaFX community, you would get a scenario analysis like this one. I already laid out the plan and the scenario analysis for gold, US dollar, and US 30. So in case of a hotter inflation, the dollar should break to the upside because investors and traders are preferring government bonds if inflation is higher, but not today. They used to be in the last 4 years, but things are changing, times are changing. But initially, the first reaction of the market in case of a hotter than expected inflation, you can see it on the screen. Gold will sell off, USD will pump, US 30 will sell off. In case a cooler inflation, gold will pump, US dollar sell off, and US 30 pump. This is the kind of analysis I do prepare for every member in the paid Discord. If I have a trade, I do send a signal. As soon as I enter, I type out all the trade specifications, TP, stop loss, so they can enter with me real time and maybe use a copy software that enters the trade automatically. Right now, you can see the gold is edging lower and lower, so I'm not comfortable to enter into any front-running positions. And if you look at my MetaTrader, let's have a look on the open positions. At the open positions. There you go. I don't have any open positions on gold. I'm waiting for the data. And if data or if price hits any premium support levels or any meaningful support levels, I will be buying at the support levels, but I need to see the data first. If Itayar Fared is gold seller or buy, I'm asking the same questions, brother. Sometimes it's best to wait and just listen to the data, listen to the market. Many times, 90% of the cases, I do have front-running positions, but not today. I will have in a few minutes, of course. I'm going to show it to the members. Let's have a look on the fixed income market. What are they pricing in? Currently, you can see that yields are falling. Yields are falling on the short end and the long end. 10-year, 5-year down to 3.5%. Slight uptick today. Yeah, okay. Quick check, guys. Can you see my MetaTrader?
Yep, and TV.
So, I'm going to enter into sell a front-running position. You see all the trade details on the screen. Probably, yeah. I'm taking only a small risk. So I entered into the sell position and I'm sending out the trade details into the private Discord. So you can enter the same trade with me real time, or you can just copy from the screen. As I mentioned, I'm expecting higher inflation today, but then I will be looking to buy the dips. So this will be a very, very fast trade. Could be minutes, could be a couple of hours. No one knows, depends on the market and depends on what the data is going to be.
Then second for DCP.
Oh. Okay. Is it out yet? Should be out.
Yep, no change.
No change. Okay, let's see how the market is going to react. Of course, now it's pumping up a little bit, but it hasn't changed. Hasn't changed too much. Didn't really.
Hello, Thomas.
Hey, Shalk, how you doing, brother?
Fine, thanks. And you, I actually have a question for you.
I'm happily married. So,
I looked
what's
at a
up?
video yesterday and the guy said if the PPI numbers and CPI numbers are higher, and if the PPI numbers and CPI numbers are lower, both is bullish for bull because higher numbers indicate stagflation, where lower numbers indicate rate cuts.
In generally speaking, in normal market conditions, it's correct, but let me show you. Have you seen the chart I showed you this morning in the morning briefing?
I wasn't able to join.
Okay. So recently, if you look at the past three interest rate, inflation data, you can see that yes, initially gold sold off, but then within a few hours or a day, it recovered all the losses, and even after that created a new all-time high. So what it signals to me as an economist and as a trader is the market is now really shaking off any inflationary data in the medium term. And the reason for that is that because the market is now priced in that the Fed credibility has weakened. Even with the sticky inflation that's, if you look at the inflation data, which is coming back from 2.4% all the way to almost 3% in the last few months, you can see that even with sticky inflation, the markets doubt that the Fed is going to increase interest rate at this stage of the late cycle. Higher for longer is priced in, but new hikes are not.
Okay,
So this is why the market is shaking off.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. But again, if we have a higher CPI, you can be certain that the market will definitely sell off, but not for long. So it's not like, we're going to see weeks of hard selling. And my bias is bullish on gold, but right now I have a sell position, which could be confusing for many, but it's not.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm looking to buy the dips. And those of you who would like to join the AlphaFX community to get access to my trades, to get morning briefings on high impact days, to have some fun, with nice people, get a happy meal, go to alphafx.eu and join the community. Those who missed the £199 discount, I'm posting it again today into the YouTube chat and pinning it so you can find it. And this link is valid again for the next 30 minutes. Nehemiah Penda, is CPI going to go down or up? Well, I wish I could know this answer, brother. I wish I knew this answer. I think personally, I think CPI is going to be hotter than expected. Ashan Makbul is asking long or short. My hair is pretty short, but I had long when I had hair. I'm expecting hotter CPI, but as I proved with this empirical evidence right here, the markets are now shaking off, ignoring hot inflation data. Not immediately, it's going to sell off if we have hotter data, but it will recover because the Fed credibility is a danger.
Thomas?
Hello?
Yeah, please. What happens when the CPI, assuming it meets forecast?
When the CPI meets the forecast? That's your question, when it's in line with the forecast? Maxwell? Maxwell?
Yeah, that's my question. When it's in line with the forecast?
Okay, have you watched the morning briefing?
No, I couldn't.
Okay, so I'm only betting and I'm only playing on the two scenarios. So if you look at Discord, I purposely left out the in line with expectation part. And only playing the hotter or cooler scenarios. But to answer your question, if CPI comes out in line with expectation, I'm going to be buying the dips.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
8 minutes.
Ooh, very exciting. Okay. Once again, welcome to the Alpha FX community. So my name is Tamas and I'm a former fixed income and cash equities trader, also risk manager. So I have experience in about 12 years in financial markets as a professional. So I sold real trading desks. My education, I'm an economist. I did my undergraduate and master's in London. Also, I hold a CISI certificate, which is the Chartered Institute for Securities and Investments. I haven't finished CFA, so I can't brag with that one. Just a level 1, it's not much. And I like economics. So today we have CPI, which will be published in about 6 minutes. Now, CPI is important because it is a consumer price index. It measures the change of price and goods and services at the consumer level, not the producer level, as the PPI does. Now, the reason why it's important, because it tells the Fed and market participants whether the fight with inflation is over or not. But does the Fed and market participants really care about if there is still higher inflation? Well, if it's high enough, if it's very bad, they will care. But I prove you that for the past 4 years, I documented every single CPI trade. on the chart. This is it. Every single one live traded. This is the empirical evidence. And previously, it was very simple. Same analysis. If CPI comes out hotter than expected, sell gold. If it's slower than expected, just buy gold. But recently, it's still valid for the first 1 or 2 hours. But then you have to be locking in profits because the market is going to be recovering and creating a new all-time high because of the threat credibility is at risk right now. So long story short, if CPI comes out hot, I will be selling. If not, I will be buying. But I will be buying even if CPI is hot. I'm buying the dips. Let's see. We've got 5 minutes left. Four minutes left. Akshan Makbul is asking whether to sell or buy. Please guide. Don't be desperate, brother. Don't be desperate. Desperation is never good in markets. Follow the plan. Just wait for the data. Sit on your hands. Sit on your hands and wait for the data. I do have a sell position just to put you out from your misery. I do have a sell position because I'm expecting market to sell at higher CPI, but then I will be closing in profits and entering into a buy because gold will create a new all-time high. If not today, then next week. Fundamentally speaking, if you look around the world, the Fed is not going to increase interest rate. It's out of the books. It's out of the probabilities. The cycle is very late. My risk is very, very small, so I risk less than 0.5% or 1%. Those of you who are interested to join the Alpha community to get daily signals, morning briefings on high impact days, and if you want to get access to my trades like this one which I just entered before the data, go to alphafx.eu. Check the YouTube chat, especially the pinned comment. And remember, don't risk don't risk money that you can't afford to lose. But if you don't have money, risk everything. We have 2 minutes left, ladies and gentlemen. Invest in your knowledge. That is the best advice, yeah. One minute and 38 seconds. One minute, 24 seconds. Remember, if hotter CPI comes out, the sell is valid. but I will be buying the dips. Just look at the chart and read, please. Now we get 460 viewers. Please hit the like button. I have a sell front-running position because I'm expecting quarter CPI, but remember my bias in the long term is bullish, so I will be closing down and buying at support. And we got 57 seconds. 57 seconds. Got 38 seconds to go. 30 seconds. 20 seconds. Come on, guys. The moment of truth. And let's do it together. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. The CPI. That looks like CPI is hotter. Yep. Mixed. Year on year in line. Month on month is higher. CPI month on month is 0.3. It's in line with expectation. It's in line. I will be closing down sell position and entering into a buy of 5 lots. As I said, if it's in line with expectation, I'm buying. Enough of the music. Now let's watch the market, how it's going to react. If it doesn't break the pivot, I will be switching into a sell. But as far as I'm concerned, and my analysis is correct, when the market is in line with expectation, we should see the same behavior. So the market should continue the previous direction. Let's see, 8 pips of profit. And it's going to be a very short trade. Very, very short trade. Look at the screen right now on TradingView. Price is now massaging the pivots from the bottom. Just watching. Initial jobless claim was quite high. Continuing jobless claims decreased. That's inflationary. CPI year on year in line. Slightly higher inflation, but currently running at 25 pips of profit. So as I said, the forecast or the actual data was in line with the forecast, and I entered into a buy because when none of the extreme low or extreme high plays out and the forecast is actually correct once in a lifetime, the market should continue the direction it followed before. And we're running in 57 pips. This is how you interpret economic data, and this is how you trade high impact data. I'm up £2,000, 2,200. Just check the screen. If you want to learn how to trade high impact data, I was in a sell but switching to a buy. Go to alphafx.eu. And right now, price is struggling to break through the pivot. It did touch. Just waiting. Let's see the bar section on lower time frame. Doesn't look good, does it? The market is very confused now. So what I'm going to do in the meantime, I'm going to look at the actual CPI release. The market is doing its thing, but I'm going to check the data and I'm going to read it through. In the meantime, you can watch my position. And by the way, ChatGPT is a fantastic tool.
Hi, Thomas.
Hello.
Did you close your Bitcoin buy?
No, I'm up 1,400 pips.
Mm. And would you add more? Like, it's also good.
We can think about that. But now I just want to, just give me a second, give me a few minutes. Because what I do is I fed the Bureau of Labor Statistics CPI report into ChatGPT, so I don't have to read through all the tables and everything. So I'm feeding this data in to translate it mixed but hawkish. The August CPI came in hotter than expected. Headline inflation boosted by food and energy, while core stays sticky. Hold on. The Fed will likely to read this as further evidence of disinflation momentum stalling, reducing cases for imminent rate cut. The report keeps USD and yields supported. Gold and equities under pressure. Well, I'm up 57 pips. So I'm up 2,100 pounds and the data is somewhat mixed. So I'm going to take in some profit now. I'm going to take that 2K. I'm going to take 2,000 pounds profit and maybe leave a runner. That is what I'm going to do.
Thank you, Thomas. I already cashed out 700.
700. That's very nice. Well
Yeah.
done, brother. Who else made some money?
Fuck it. I don't want to risk.
Yep, it's a very, very wise decision. But it's now keep pushing up to 3,000 pounds. What should I do, guys? Buy or sell? Close or not? Full margin?
Wait a little.
No, take some off the table.
3,400 pounds. Leave it on the table. Double or nothing in it.
Or trail the stop. Like,
No. That's you know that you can burn yourself with trailing stop. Yeah, I'm gonna take some money off the table. But it's keep pushing up, and if it goes higher, I'm gonna make 4,000, 5,000, 8,000. That's what the gamblers always say. Ah, just a little bit more. Push it, come on.
but when you trail the stop, you put like the stop loss and it's following. Like,
Yeah, but
right?
stop loss is no guarantee that the price is going. If there is a spike or what is the terminology? Or this, when the price suddenly pushes way over your stop loss.
And then it's like it doesn't even stop.
What was the terminology? I just forgot. I had a
When you got slippage.
Grab or
slippage.
stop loss hunting.
Slippage, yeah. Slippage is the right word. Okay, guys, 3,026 pounds booked as a profit today. Very nice. And it's still counting.
Bravo.
So now, thank you. Now I can move my stop loss and, if it goes higher, I can post it on Instagram. Well done, guys.
Well done, boss.
Thank you, Thomas.
You're welcome. I'm not leaving. I'm gonna still watch the market.
But we still can thank you.
Yeah, thank you. It's very nice. But I took profit. Okay. Let's see. In the meantime, I'm going to update.
Have a good one, Thomas. I'm leaving, man.
Okay, well done.
Really, thanks so much.
You're welcome. Did you guys take profit as I did?
Yes, cover some losses and let it run.
Yep, good. So once again, how do you feel being a member in the AlphaFX community?
It's amazing. You always have guidance and people to trade with. Every single, from BTC to index to Forex.
You know all the
Horse
traders,
betting.
they are scared of news, and you just want the news to be there. That's it. So you can kill
Mate,
the
I love
market.
it. It's like when you're going into a boxing match and you come on, you bitch. Bring
You
it
are
on.
confident. You are confident with your setup. On the news day, especially, you just rip the market.
Yep. Well, I don't want to be cocky, but most traders, they avoid data, and this is the best time to make profit. Bonds rallied. That could be a sell-off, guys. Let's have a look on the fixed income market. Sorry, I might enter into another position. No, yields are going down. Gold must go up. Look at the yields. It's all down. And those who want to join the AlphaFX community, look into the YouTube chat. There's a goodie for you. £200 lifetime membership. Valid till 8 minutes. And then I'm going to remove it. And now just watching. Hasn't dropped. God, I love when money is in the house. Okay, so altogether, let's see. Altogether, that was 5,000 profit today. 5,800 something. There was some other. Oh yeah. I remember when I had to close down the long positions from earlier, and that adds up to, after commissions and all that, 5,859. But the position, the 5-lot position, was 3,026. It's a good day overall, and now price is pushing down. Thanks God I took profit. Bro, lost a lot of money watching your stream, but always come back. Brother, there's something wrong with you if you lose money. Always. It's impossible. Maybe your risk management?
They have to be quick like a sniper like you.
Yeah, I mean, it's true, because some people, if I didn't take profit, I would be in loss now, in drawdown.
Or too late entering, like you are so fast.
Well, not in all scenarios, if you know what I mean, but
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yep, the market is. Let's have a look at TradingView. Still, the price could not break through the daily pivot. Struggling to break it through. And yes, YouTube is a few seconds. I think it's about 20 seconds late. So when you enter, we're late. When you close, we close later. Brother, there is a very simple solution to that. You go to alphafx.eu and you sign up to the membership. There's a link in YouTube so you can follow me live, because the guys in YouTube, in Zoom, have no delay. And also in Discord, I sent out the position way before you even saw it. So go to alphafx.eu and become a member today. As the solution I can recommend. Otherwise, don't know, maybe move to where I am so you can sit with me. And I'm very tempted now to jump into short. Technically speaking, price failed to break the pivot. And now price is just doing nothing. So I think
don't get tempted. The best gambler knows when to leave the table.
Yeah. As I'm tempted to enter into a sell.
So for margin.
A full margin sell? What do you say, Danny? Because there was no disinflation.
There is no news.
No news is good news, and not all the time. But the market, okay. So I proved this morning that the market in the long run is not the long run, but you saw the chart that the market is ignoring inflationary data, but not immediately, right? So if you look at my trading view, the last 4 inflation data, last 4 CPI was inflationary. The market sold off, but then it recovered. So what I'm going to do now is exactly the same thing. I'm going to switch into a sell. Well, took profit on the buys. I'm going to enter into a sell and then buy at the support. So just enter the sell. And those of you who missed the previous entry, I just entered a sell. This is not financial advice at any means, but I just entered a sell. So do whatever you want with this information. And I will be buying either, if you members can see my trading view and my MetaTrader at the same time. So either I'm buying or taking profit at the bottom of the bull flag, or a little bit lower at the weekly pivot, depending on what the market is going to give me. But right now I just entered into a sell. Don't worry about the jobs, brother. It's unimportant. Although the initial was quite high, but there was many firings in the government. Okay. Yeah, I'm in a sell, but I will buy I will take profit at support levels, and I will buy at that support level. Yep, if you want to join the community, just link on the pinned comment on YouTube. Yep. We do morning briefings on high impact days. I do share. Do I share my signals with you guys transparently?
Yes.
Live.
Every time?
Yes.
Yes. Mostly.
Yes.
Every time.
Mostly.
yeah.
Yeah, I do share everything. Losses and wins. That's the only way to do it.
Sometimes you forgot to send.
Yeah, but I'm getting old now, so
I
you
am.
can't blame.
True.
Thomas, because there is no news until next week FOMC meeting. So
Holiday.
gold will, I think.
Holiday. Clubbing and punanis. Is the pretext for cutting interest rate 25 basis point? Yes, yeah, it's still on the table 25. Now that CPI came out hotter, well, okay. So with the disappointing jobs data and with the revision, I don't think that the 50 basis point is off the table. CPI decrease has stalled, so the inflation decrease has stalled now. That's my interpretation of the market. You mentor group? Yes, I do. Norbertina Maria. Check the link on the YouTube chat. There's a link pinned at the top. Check the link, and if you watch the screen right now, we do have a Discord. This is a private, close to 2,000 people. I do share the sell I just sold. I shared in this format, so I haven't had time to give a fundamental explanation, but I did share the technicals and the price, the trade characteristics. And every morning I do deliver a morning briefing on high impact days. And every day when I wake up at 5 a.m., 4 a.m., I do the macroeconomic fundamental and technical analysis delivered straight to Discord with my positions. Never shareholder. No, not today, brother. And again, another 35 pips profit as we speak. Yep. It's going well.
One question. Do you think the 25 base points are already priced in the market or not fully?
Yeah. Well, it's a bit tough because if you remember, it's September now. So 9 months passed from the year and nothing happened. So on one hand, I could say yes, it's priced in because the Fed promised. But what happens if there's evidence that inflation is actually increasing? Then they won't cut.
Yeah, they have been priced in for the last year.
And I think
getting disappointed.
Yeah, but the Fed doesn't care about the markets too much often. I think they have to cut 25 basis point. But 25 basis point, is it going to do too much? No. It won't put the fire out. It won't calm the markets. It's just yeah, we promised, okay, here you are. But it's not going to change anything.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
I think if they're gonna cut, it's gonna make the worse. So we could see GP going fast higher. If you see it at the moment, the GP going higher every month so far. Or what you think, Thomas?
Say it again.
So far, we are seeing the CPI is going higher and higher. Okay, 1 month was insane, but if they're gonna cut the interest rate, it's gonna make it going faster higher.
Yeah, it could be. boring in it. Okay, guys, this is it for today. We made the money, but the market isn't moving right now. Quick recap. If you look at TradingView, I'm expecting price to decrease a little bit, but then essentially I will be going with the market trend. So I will be buying the dips. Thank you so much, guys. Peace out. This is the Alpha FX.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Thomas.
you. Have a good weekend.
See you
Thank
next
you.
week then.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Cecil.
And those of you who would like to join the Alpha FX community, here is a one-time offer. It ended about 20 minutes ago, so I disabled the link, but I'm going to re-enable the link. So if you watch the YouTube chat right now, I'm posting a link that allows you to join. Instead of £600, you can join for £199 for lifetime. No monthly recurring payments, all that BS. Just one payment, £199. Invest in your education and you can make the same amount of money. Join the Alpha community. Thank you so much, guys. This is the Alpha FX.